Hello everyone, this is Cesar with Gibson Guitars and welcome to NAMM 2020. I'm very excited to be your host for this brief moment and show you what's going on at Gibson. It's a privilege, it's an honor to be here as a custodian of the brand, leveraging our iconic past and leaning into the future to make music matter more than ever. I want to start with the Gibson Custom Shop, the pinnacle of Gibson, the pinnacle of craftsmanship where magic happens, where we recently announced the Murphy Lab, where Tom Murphy joined us as master artisan, and where our craftsmen and our artisans make the historic reissues that everybody loves. And right behind me, what you can see is our 1960 Les Paul Standard. This year, our 126th year marks the anniversary of the 1960 Les Paul Standard. And what we brought to the show is the three recreations of the three versions that we did during 1960, in those three moments in time where some of the specs changed, some of the neck profiles changed, and the color schemes got a little brighter. So we're very excited to show everybody what we've been up to in recreating the 1960 Les Paul Standard. Here what you can see is version 1 of the 60th anniversary of the 1960, which is the closest approximation to the 59 with the same appointments, with the same knobs, and you know, a little bit of a different feel for how guitars have faded over time with different finishes. Then on to our version 2, which carries a thinner neck profile, and now it goes on to the historically accurate reflector knobs and a couple of different finishes as we move into brighter colors. And then on to version 3, which also carries the same historically accurate reflector knobs and has the thinnest of the neck profiles that we did in 1960. So players have now the option to do the 59 spec 1960 neck profile, or sort of the middle ground of the thickness of a neck onto the thinnest option, which is version 3 of what we did in 1960. I'm very excited that we've recreated all three to be historically accurate to what we did back in the golden era. And here we have our historic reissue of the ES 335 in our Custom Shop Historic Collection. We're very excited to bring these back, especially because we're now launching these made in Nashville, made at our Custom Shop in Nashville, as we moved the production of Electric Spanish from Memphis back home, back to Nashville. And we brought three different representations back to life. The first one is the 1959 version with that thicker neck profile. The second one is the 1961, which goes on to that sort of more thinner and bladier neck profile. And then on to 1964, where that 59 neck comes back. And also within our historic collection, we brought back the Trini Lopez ES 335, which, as you can see, carries very particular appointments. It starts with a 1964 ES 335, and it's got the split diamond, the Firebird style headstock, the diamond F-holes, and then the trapeze with the Trini plaque. New for 2020 out of the Gibson Custom Shop, we also are bringing back the iconic custom colors that we did throughout the 1960s. And it's a variety of colors across a number of shapes, some of which you can see here behind me, the 63 SG Junior and Special, and then the wider neck, bigger neck 64 Standard. Moving on with our 1960s variety of custom colors, we're also applying them to our 1963 Firebird 5 and the 1965 non-reverse Firebird 5. As you can see behind me, all the different options and different custom colors that will be available through a custom order. And finally, with our 1960s custom colors, we have the 1967 Flying V in our historic collection available throughout the variety of custom colors. And then onto our modern collection in the Custom Shop, the Les Paul Special Double Cut, also available in some of our favorite 1960s custom colors. These are available through a custom order, so if you would like to place an order, please contact one of your favorite dealers, because these are all made to measure for the most part. Continuing with our focus and obsession with going back to the classics, what you see here is our Gibson USA original collection that we introduced just under a year ago. And these include the Les Paul Standard 50s and 60s, the Les Paul Special in TV Yellow, the Les Paul Junior Tobacco Burst Single Dog Ear P90. And for this year, new for the original collection, we have the Cherry Red Les Paul Special that is inspired by the originals that we did back in the late 50s and early 60s. In the original collection, within the Les Paul platform, we also are bringing back the Les Paul Junior in the ebony finish with the tortoiseshell pickguard, which is very quickly becoming one of my favorite guitars. Also in the original collection, we have the very classic SG models that all of you maniacs love, with the 61 SG with a stop tail, the 61 SG with a sideways vibrola, a Maestro vibrola, the SG Special, and the SG Junior. And a little soundbite on the SGs for all you SG lovers. The SG is the only model that we've never interrupted. It's been in production since it was introduced in 1961. Also within our original collection, we've got our ES made in Nashville. What you can see here is the 335s and the 345s, with the 345 having the multiply binding and the split parallelogram inlays. For all of you rockers and metalheads, we're bringing back the 70s Explorer and Flying V in the classic white finish with a higher output pickup that we call the 70s Tribute Burstbucker. I'm very excited about these. I've been playing them myself. Some of you have seen me post these on my social media. They are one of my favorite guitars. These guitars shaped a lot of that original 70s, 80s, and then onto the 90s rock and heavy sound that I particularly love, and I hope that you all get a chance to try these. New for the modern collection this year, we're introducing a new line of Les Paul Specials with both humbuckers and P90s at a price point of $1,000, which, we're very excited about, bringing a new entry point into a Gibson guitar made by the same hands that make all of our original collection, all of our modern collection at Gibson USA. So hopefully this will inspire new generations of players to get into Gibson, pick up a guitar, and rock out. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of everything that we've got going on with Gibson, and I hope to see you this weekend.